Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to welcome you all to the introductory session of Society for Innovation, Engineering and Entrepreneurship. My name is Umanda Kalyanapriya, serving as the Secretary of Society for Innovation, Engineering and Entrepreneurship. I would like to extend a special welcome to our distinguished guest, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Senior Treasurer of SIEE, Professor Udhyanga Hemapala, our senior advisor and patron, Dr. Nisha Palagolla, the members of the executive board, and members of the society, Ms. Nadeesha Pereira, Ms. Mahimi Vitanage, and Ms. Shehanu Vijayatunga, and all the participants who are here today. Today marks an important step in our journey to foster innovation and entrepreneurship within our university. And your presence here is a testament to the significance of our collective efforts. I'm confident with that your insights and active participation, we will have a highly productive and impactful session. Thank you once again for joining us, and I look forward to the discussions ahead. With that, I would like to invite the President of SIEE, Mr. Vinasarajan Vithurjan. Over to you, Viruchan.
Thank you, Amanda. So, first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to this event. And you might be wondering what we are going to do, what would be this club. So, we are going to have, and I'll be briefly letting you know about the introduction about our society. Let's move on. We are starting the Society for Innovation Engineering and Entrepreneurship to give engineering students the opportunity to turn their ideas into real world solutions. This club will serve as a platform to encourage creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship, helping students develop the skills they need to bring their ideas to life. Through collaboration with industry and hands on experiences, SIEE aims to support students in their journey to make a meaningful impact. Our vision is to inspire and equip engineering students with the knowledge and tools to innovate and become leaders in sustainable entrepreneurship. We are here to foster strong partnership with industry, bridging the gap between academia and real world impact, ensuring that visionary ideas have the support they need to come to life. Together, we aim to build a future where engineering solutions not only drive progress but also contribute to a sustainable and thriving world. Our mission is to empower engineering students to innovate and lead, driving sustainable solutions for a better future through hands-on learning and strong industry partnerships. Now let's move on to our objectives. Our objectives are focused on building a vibrant environment for innovation and entrepreneurship. First, we aim to foster excitement among engineering students, encouraging them to explore new ideas. Second, we are dedicated to promoting education on innovation and entrepreneurship, ensuring students have the tools they need to succeed. Third, we prioritize hands on learning by connecting students with industry partners, offering practical experience. Lastly, we are committed to supporting and nurturing entrepreneurial startup ideas, helping students turn their concepts into impactful ventures. With that, I'd like to introduce our executive committee, Dean Faculty of Engineering, founder and senior treasurer, Professor Udhyanga Hemapala, and senior lecturer of Management Division, patron, and main advisor, Dr. Nisha Palagolla. And with that, I'm the president and co-founder of SIEE. And also, I'd like to introduce our vice president and co-founder, Shalindra Pereira, and secretary and co-founder, Umanda Kalyanapriya. Junior Treasurer and Co-founder Nimesh Fonseca. Junior Secretary and Co-founder Pasindu Senaviratna. Thank you. Over to you, Umanda.
Yeah, thank you, Varutchan. And as per the agenda, the next session, the next time slot is allocated for the speech of Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Professor Dhyanga Hemapala. But unfortunately, he is not here today yet. But hopefully, he will be here today within another couple of minutes. Until then, I would like to invite Ms. Mahimi Vitanage on behalf of the patron and senior advisor of SIEE, Dr. Nisha Parabalde, to address the gathering. Ms. Mahimi, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Amanda, and good evening, everybody. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the society and this point of view as engineering students. So I'll be talking on behalf of the academic staff. So, as engineers, you already have the technical expertise that is required, right? You are trained from the first year to the fourth year, you are trained to solve the problems, right? You are trained to solve the problems and design systems and also create innovations. At the end of the period, you will be coming up with an innovative product, right? So that is not only enough because we are in a rapidly changing environment. The industries are constantly changing. We can't expect it to be the same when you enter the university. You can't expect it to be the same when you are out, graduating the university, right? So it doesn't matter whether you want to be an employee or employer. You can be an employer as well. You can open up your own business venture, right? So when you are when you are creating when you have innovative ideas and you are coming up with new products, right? You cannot just rely on your technical expertise, right? So that is when you need the entrepreneurial skills as well as the management skill, right? These skills will make you a good creative as well as a visionary leader, right? So through this society, you have more opportunities to improve yourself in managerial as well as the entrepreneurial skills. And also, I think this is a very good platform where you can not only improve yourself, but also if you have any innovative ideas, you can get the help from the society. There are so many things this executive body has planned for you, right? So overall, what I want to tell you is that you can be a great leader. You can be a great leader, you can be a great entrepreneur, and you can improve yourself and make use of all the resources that the society is giving you. There are you have ample of opportunities that you can make use of through the society, and please make sure you are taking the advantage of it, because at the end of the period, having only the technical expertise is not enough to compete in the market, right? So thank you so much, all. I hope it will be a great platform for all of the engineering students to improve yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your engaging and informative speech. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Shalindra Pereira, the Vice President of SIEE, to provide us with a brief introduction of the field of entrepreneurship. Over to you, Shalindra.
Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so I'll just start with a casual discussion. So from here onwards, so you will get to know like what kind of things that we have planned for you guys, and like what kind of skills that you can improve by joining with SIEE. So if you just have a look at the statements of this particular slide, now as the first question, what we are asking is, does starting a company is easy? So nowadays, like everyone is talking about startups, entrepreneurship, and different kind of things like that. But is it really easy for someone to go and start a company without having a proper knowledge? And does the technical knowledge is sufficient to do that. Now, as engineering undergraduates, all of us know we are getting a good content from the university when it comes to the technical knowledge. But the technical knowledge is not sufficient for you to go to the industry and compete with the current market, because you need a lot of knowledge to compete with that market, like something like business knowledge, marketing knowledge, financial knowledge, investment knowledge, and you should be able to have a good communication skills, and also you should be able to know about investments, right? So having the technical knowledge is the initial stage, I think. So we will explain these things in the future slides as well. So for now, just uh, keep these questions in your mind and just see whether we are answering all of these questions, and also answering all the questions which are in your mind related to entrepreneurship and business. And the third one is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. So as according to your knowledge, do you think a businessman and an entrepreneur are both same people? There are like businessmen in our world, and also there are entrepreneurs. So basically, businessman is a person who is trying to create a company or trying to market something which is already existing in the current world. So he's just trying to give some kind of a monetary value for that, and he's just doing some marketing and just trying to gain some profits from it. When it comes to an entrepreneur, he's a person like who is trying to innovate something very new, whereas which haven't been exist in the world for now up to now, and then he's trying to give that monetary value and then market that in the business and gain some profit. So these are the two differences between a businessman and an entrepreneur, right? So, and we say that we just say entrepreneur is always associated with innovation. So that's why even we, name this club as innovation engineering and entrepreneurship. Because if you do an innovation and if you just turn it to a business only, you can become an entrepreneur. But if you try to, market some product which is already existing, it is not entrepreneur. You can say that you are a businessman, right? So the skills that you need, the things that you need to know. So everything will be, we have planned couple of projects inside this society. So you can develop your skills by committing yourself for those events and improving your skills as well. So next, I'll just talk about the reality and the challenges of a startup. So now as undergraduates, so now all of you are here are definitely are the people who are interested in these startups, and you guys want to know like how to start my own company one day. So you are hearing these startup word everywhere, right? So even you go to the social media, even when you're speaking to your friends, so everyone is talking about these startup things, but nobody have a particular idea on like what is the reality and what are the challenges of a startup. Most people think that like if you have a product with your hand, you can just go and straight away start a company. So that's not that's not an easy thing, because even you create the product like a kind of a useful product, you just put some your time, you put your efforts, you do a research, right? So you allocate most of your time on that, and finally if you build something where people don't want, right? So then there will be no one else coming and buying your product, right? So before you like from there are a lot of people who are here from different disciplines, like you guys are from different departments. So based on your field, like first thing what you have to do is like you should do some research and find what are the people need from you, and then only you need to start to do the research on that particular thing and then build the product. Then obviously that obviously there are people who are there to buy my product. Unless like most of us what we are doing is we learn something from the university and we think that applying all the high-end technologies and building something will just help us to start a company. Including high-end things is a good thing, but it's not the only thing. Sometimes simple thing can be better than the high-end technology thing. So that kind of things have happened in the world. So when it comes to startup, so you are like a very small companies, like you are starting a small company. So in that case, like most of people are trying to think in the way like where large companies are thinking. So that is also kind of a like you have to improve that mentality as well. So some people get discouraged thinking that okay, that particular company is having a lot of sales and this thing, but I am getting only this much of it. But you forgetting that you are still a startup, right? So people have to get to know you, right? You have to put maximum efforts to market your product, right? There are a lot of challenges like that when you start a company at the beginning. So here you can see, guys, now we have taken these statistics from a very reliable resource. So this is the reality of startups. So you can see that even there are like 100, if there are 100 startups, 90% are getting failed, right? The reason is they are failing not because they are not capable of doing that. The problem is they don't have a proper idea how to manage a company, right? So in the next one, you can see this startup failure rates. So the second image. So in the second image, like I see first year, like it's a very low amount. But when the first 2 years goes, it's gradually increasing 2 years, then 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Likewise, it is increasing. So around like 10 years, majority of the companies are getting closed. So the question that you have to ask from yourself is like, are you going to start a company to close it within 10 years? No, right? So it's not our expectation. We are trying to build a company and we are trying to, start a company to do it for the entire life and to improve that and gain more profit and more revenue and get some sort of a recognition for it. So if you have to, close your company within 10 years, so it's not happening at once actually, not like within the 10th year, you don't have any reason to just close the company. It's gradually happening. Like each and every year, because of the mistakes you are doing, sometimes the output comes on the 10th year. So because of that, sometimes you might have to close the company. So in the other hand, you can see that why do most startup fails? So as Ms. Mahimi also explained earlier, so the technology and the engineering knowledge is something obviously we get from the university, guys. So the reason is now you can see as the like highest amount thing is poor product market fit, right? So that means even you have the product, if you don't know how to approach your product to the customer, then there's a problem over there, right? So when you are approaching, you should be able to improve your communication skills, right? You cannot like yes say you are starting a company and if you are hiding and if you are afraid to face the people without marketing your product, like whoever else would do that for you, right? You are the owner of the company, then you are the person who has to go and speak to people, right? And you can see the second one is says it's a wrong marketing strategies. So that's also something related to marketing, right? So and what I want to say is in a future slide definitely I will explain. We have something like that also. So how to do the marketing, right? So we will just explain about that one as well. And then you can see that next we have this team or HR issues, human resource management stuff. So when it comes to a company, so you now when you are doing your research, you are the only person, most probably you and some of your friends might do the research of the product, and you guys might end up with some kind of a nice project, right? At the beginning, there will be only like 2-3 people, right? But if you are going to turn this into a kind of a business, then you have to recruit a lot of employees and a lot of you have to make a lot of connections with investors maybe, right? So you have to make connections with the industrial professionals, and also like within the company also you should be able to like manage the people, right? If you are like poor in like in team management, if you are like feeling like stressful to just work with a team, again that's going to be an issue, right? So you should be able to have a good like strong human or like team working skills when you are running a company. So first one is like you should have good marketing skills. Second thing is you should have good management skills. And now third one is the very critical thing. There is this cash flow problems. So if you don't manage these cash flow things, I think I don't like need to explain what will happen to the company, right? So these things has to be managed in a very in a decent way. So if you do any mistake here, sometimes that kind of like the result that you are getting from that will not affect at that particular moment. But let's say you doing a small mistake of like 100 rupees, so you might not bother about that one at that particular moment. But definitely sometimes in a future day, that 100 rupees can be a loss for you in 1,000 rupees. That kind of things are happening inside companies. So it doesn't need to become only from money, but it can be from other way things as well. Sometimes you might get a project to do for like 100 rupees at this month, right? And you are just ignoring that, but later you feel that okay, the current trend of the world is going align with that particular project, and then later you are taking a decision and thinking, oh, okay, now I must invest on that particular project after like 3-4 months, right? At that time, the people who are offering the project is offering that particular project to you for like 1,000 rupees. So you can see there's a kind of a like we call this as an opportunity cost, right? So you have to identify that kind of things. Like you should have a good vision. Like okay, at this like after like 2-3 years, these are the plans that I should have, and these are the like from as in a monetary way, like at this much of revenue I should expect by the end of this year, or like by next year I should be able to expect this much of a revenue. Something like that should have in your mind when you are planning and when you are investing on different kind of things, because the decision what you are taking is not, it's like not, I'm not saying it is not, but it's very difficult to reverse back, guys. Because once you take a decision and when you're trying to reverse it back, sometimes you might have already, caused some loss. So I mean, if somebody manage these things in a very poor way, definitely that person will feel difficult to manage the company, right? So for all of these things, definitely you should have a good commitment. So that's why we said uh, starting a business is anybody can say that, but there are so many things you have to think when you're starting a company. And the next one after cash flow problems, we have the tech related problems. So now, in a university like us, like for like undergraduates like us, basically technical related problems it can be very less kind of thing that we face. But even there can be some problems which is really difficult to solve technically. So you should have some backup plans. For example, let's say you are running a company, and I mean, unforeseeingly, you are just facing for kind of a natural disaster. So I mean, that is not something we can control, right? So in that case, if you don't have a backup plan to, restore your data back, then you are going to be in a big problem. So you should be able to think about that kind of things as well. Like this tech related things is not just, computer related things. Even it can be machines, right? Even it can be other kind of technical equipments, right? So computers are not the only thing that we are managing inside a company. Like even the AZ or like maybe other kind of production machines, that those things can give you some problems. So there you should have a good team to manage those things, and you should assign people to manage these things properly. If it is not happening, then again, let's say a particular production machine is not working properly, then you won't be able to, produce your product or whatever from there onwards. Like you have to stay for 1 week, and you have promised for your clients or customers that I will give this particular product on that kind of a certain day. And because of the machine has become down, you won't be able to do that. So then the people are losing the trust on your company again, right? So that's not a good thing. So that's why, even it is a small thing we have to consider. If we just, ignore that and wait, it can cause, very severe consequences. So And also we have suboptimal operations, logical, legal problems. And legal problems means something we have to deal with the like government of the country. So it depends on the government of that particular country. So sometimes like government says, okay, they bring different rules. So the company sometimes has to adhere those rules. So sometimes it can be a loss, or sometimes it can turn to be a profit or something. So it is also something that you have to understand properly and manage those things and take the decisions, because whatever the decision, I mean, if you are going to become an owner of a company, definitely you are the person who has to take the decision. So you should think all of these things in your mind, and then you have to assign that task to a respective person. So I know, like, now you don't think that you are the person who must do the operational part of all of these activities. You are the person maybe have to take the decisions. So you are the person who start the company, and then you have to take the decisions properly. You have to assign those decisions to the people properly, and you have to just monitor whether they are this, like doing these things properly. So all these things has to be aligned with each other. Then only you can, maintain a successfully corporate environment, which will help you to become successful when becoming an entrepreneur. Right, guys? So I think I hope you got some uh, good insights. So why we created this society is to help you to just get the knowledge on these kind of things. Because as I said earlier, we have a good academic content we are getting from the university. But this kind of things is something definitely a person can improve if that person involved in that stuff, right? So even now here, cash flow problems, it's not only for a company. One day it's definitely useful for yourself as well. So personal, finance management is also kind of important, because if you can't manage your own finance, I think there is nothing to talk about managing a finance inside a company itself, right? So that kind of skills, like marketing skills, management skills, finance skills, also technical skills, right? And also adhering with the current economy. So this legal problems is addressing something like that. So based on the economy, sometimes you might have to change your decisions. So, I mean, in order to think like that, you should be able to, like, if you have a practice on involving these kind of activities, like what we are planned to do in our society. So definitely you will be able to improve those skills, guys. So I think before moving to the next slide, I have a video for you to show. Okay, so just have a look at this video. So the video is something about a person that you guys already know. So just try to understand how, now this is a video like how he just give you like 5 advices on like how to start a company. So just think this, I mean, like notice how that person is thinking about his products. So he's a well-known person. Definitely you guys will realize that. So, okay, so let's go to the video.
I think the first is, depending on how well you want to do, and particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night. 7 days a week, all the time. Work hard, like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, you say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company. I think too is you got to make sure that whatever you're doing is a great product or service. It has to be really great. And I go back to what I was saying earlier, where if you're a new company, I mean, unless it's like some new industry or new market that, if it's an untapped market, then you have more ability to, the standard is lower for your product or service. But if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better, because then you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference. So a lot of times, entrepreneur will come up with something which is only slightly better. And it's not, it can't just be slightly better. It's got to be a lot better. The other thing I'd say is that if you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So either join a group that's amazing, that you really respect, or if you're building a company, you've got to gather great people. I mean, all a company is a group of people that have gathered together to create a product or service. And so depending upon how talented and hardworking that group is, and the degree to which they're focused cohesively in a good direction, that will determine the success of the company. So do everything you can to gather great people if you're creating a company. Then I'd say focus on signal over noise. A lot of companies get confused. They spend money on things that don't actually make the product better. So, for example, at Tesla, we've never spent any money on advertising. We put all of the money into R&D and manufacturing and design to try to make the car as good as possible. And I think that's the way to go. So for any given company, just keep thinking about, are these efforts that people are expending, are they resulting in a better product or service? And if they're not, stop those efforts. And then I think the final thing I would encourage you to do is, now is the time to take risk. You don't have, you don't have kids, but as you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risk not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now. Do something bold. You won't regret it.
Okay, guys, I think you've got great advices from a person that you already know. So I think he also says something like that, right? So what we was discussing earlier. So likewise, now that's how he became a successful person. So at the beginning, he has to consider a lot of things. He should have like a great team. He must consider about his finances. He said that it's not good to just spend money on unnecessary things. You have to just allocate your finances properly on the most effective thing in the company. So as what we was discussing here now, these images that I have taken is taken from a kind of a statistic. So what are the kind of aspects are discussed here are already addressed by the entrepreneur that we saw now. So he already addressed all these things, right? So when you start a company, as the first thing he said, you should have a good commitment. So without a commitment, it's really difficult, because you are the person at the beginning sometimes has to manage most of these things, but it's not something happening for the entire lifetime. But probably you are the person who has to take decisions when it comes to these aspects. So whatever the decision you are taking will be executed by the people who are working under you. So if you take a wrong decision, definitely it will backfire on you one day. So that's where you have to be very careful. So technical knowledge is important because that's the place where we can start as an entrepreneur. So the innovation is lighting up from the technical knowledge that we have. We are like getting from the university. So we learn a lot of things like subjects, and we at the final year we have to do a research project. So doing those researches, we are finding something new, and then that will become an innovation, obviously. So, but when you are turning it to a kind of a business, you need an extra knowledge. So the Society of Innovation and Engineering is a place where I help you to develop these skills. So shall we go to the next slide, please? Okay. So these are most of the images I think you guys can recognize. So this is how the modern business world looks like. So you have to, create relationships with people. You might have to have different conferences to market your product. You might have to brand your product. You might have to take meetings with different people, and also you might have to, plan your finances. Okay, so the brands that you see here now, when you see the image of this particular brand, so there are like Apple is there, Google, Unilever, Coca-Cola. So once you see the logo itself, you can identify that, right? So that's the level actually we should bring a company. So not just like every day, like after even 10 years starting the company, if you still have to go behind the people and say that, okay, this is my company and so on and so forth, that means you haven't done your marketing work properly. So I'm not saying now 10 years, definitely your company will be successful. That is depending on the field that where you are starting the company, right? Like if it depends on the field actually. Now, even for Elon Musk, he has taken about like 10 years or something like that. So we can't guarantee like what amount of years it will take, but you should have a plan at this particular year. I must, improve my business up to this level. So even all of these companies, for example, Google, like Apple, so these companies started as a very small companies. There was a time where these companies were as startups. So, but if you read the biographies of the CEOs and the owners of this company, you will definitely understand they have faced a lot of challenges. So, in front of challenges, if you are like willing to give up, uh, then it's again, making a very wrong impression on yourself, as well as it's just cutting off the progress of yours, because even Elon Musk is recognized as a successful entrepreneur today. There was a time that he couldn't face the society even, because I think you guys know that he launched 3 rockets and all 3 rockets were failed in a row. I saw, and he was like the person who is building a private space company against actually a private space company like SpaceX, in addition to NASA. So NASA was handled by US law, but SpaceX is a private company. So he had like legal kind of issues also, as we discussed in the previous one. He had to face for legal aspects, and because his failure, he was very bankrupted level, right? So, but he didn't give up. So that's why he says you have to commit yourself. Even you fail, doesn't matter. You can fail many times, but the important thing is when it comes to a business or an entrepreneurship, just keep holding on what you are doing, because that's the place where you should have a good vision as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person who should have a vision, but businessman, probably that person can have his own vision or may not have his own vision, because he's a person who is trying to do something from the existing product or service which is in the world. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, you are trying to bring something totally a new thing to the people. So people have no idea on what kind of thing you are talking about. So you just apply it yourself. So if you go to the supermarket, usually what you are doing is you are buying something which is almost familiar for you, right? Like it's very rare case, like you are just very rarely trying something very new. So regularly what you are doing is you are buying something which is almost familiar because you trust that particular. So that is the thing. One day, even you start a company, you have to build the trust about the product inside people's mind. So that means you should take a space inside people's mind saying that, okay, this product is good to use. So this is what we call as branding, guys. So all these images that you see, these popular brands, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Unilever, Apple, Google. So all these things, we know these things, right? Like it's kind of a different brand. So for example, just to give you some insight about like how branding is different from just a product. Now, all of us, we are wristwatches. It's a typical thing. But if you see some person wearing kind of an Apple watch, it gives some sort of a different feeling, right? Or like we all of us like using smartphones. But if somebody is using an Apple phone, we think that person gets a different feeling. So the feeling that person gets is actually the value that brand has acquired. So your product or whatever you are building up has to go to that kind of a level, guys. Then only you will be able to sustain your company for the entire lifetime. So because then people are already attached to your product. Definitely there will be people to buy your product as well, right? So our society is a place where it will help you to learn how to do these marketing things, how to do these branding things. So now when it comes to marketing also, guys, like now in the university itself, when we are planning an event or something, definitely it is something like we are just posting a Facebook or like we are just posting kind of a flyer in kind of social medias. So since it is in the university, that kind of a marketing is actually I think sufficient. Or maybe we might use videos or something. That's the maximum level probably we go. But when you go to the industry, it's not the case because there are a lot of competitors. So there can be a person who is marketing the same product that as you are doing, right? So like now these days AI is a very popular technology. So OpenAI is not only the company who is like developing these machine learning models. There are other companies too. So OpenAI is like a huge competitor when comparing with other companies. So you should be able to outstand your product among the competitors as well. So therefore you have to give a good marketing for that. So from our society, you will learn all these skills basically. So we have planned a kind of a nice like set of projects. And then if you involve in that and if you join with our committees, definitely you will be able to involve and you will be able to improve your skills on these kind of things, guys. So one day, so definitely when you go to the industry, the practice that you are getting from this society definitely will help you to, outstand among others. That which will help you to, run a successful company. So that's what the main vision, I think our president explained the vision and the mission of the society at the beginning. So that's what we expect from the society. So we saw there was a kind of a gap between the technical knowledge and the business knowledge that the undergraduates are having inside our university. So that's why Dean sir came up with an idea saying that we should create a society like this. And then we just became a partners of that one, and then we just build the society and complete the rest of the work. So this is a place which will help you to improve all these skills. Basically, your team working skills, communication skills, marketing skills, branding skills, right? Public speaking skills, right? So all these things will be there for you guys to improve. If you join with our committees and if you work with a commitment to the events and the projects that we have set up for you to improve yourself. So with that, I will stop for now. I think I will be at a future slide as well to explain the committee. So for now, I will stop. Over to you, Martha.
Thank you, Shalindra. It was a very informative session, and thank you again for the effort. With that, I would like to invite Ms. Nadeesha Pereira on behalf of our senior treasurer and patron of SIEE, Dr. Professor Udayanga Hemapal. Madam, over to you.
Thank you, Umanda. Good evening, all. Professor Udayanga Hemapala sent his apologies as he had to get involved into something he didn't expect at this moment, so he won't be coming today. So instead of that, let me speak something on behalf of him. I'm the coordinator for all the management modules at the Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa. So if I talk about the beginnings of this whole thing, this society is the brainchild of Professor Udayanga Hemapala. Actually speaking, he saw a dream. The dream as in not the dream that you see in night or the days, right? This is the dream that he every day sees on behalf of you guys as the dean of the Faculty of Engineering, right? So he believes that entrepreneurs can change the world, right? So instead of creating or building engineers, just engineers, why can't we build entrepreneurial engineers? So that's his dream. So based on that only, this whole scenario was set up. And if I talk about the executive board here, right, all these guys and our only girl was handpicked because all these people are involved in at least one or two entrepreneurial modules, management modules. So that's how we handpicked them. And I'm actually honestly really happy today to see that they are showing their skills here. I'm really happy today. So well done, guys. And if I talk about this particular society, so we would like you to be entrepreneurs. That's the idea behind this society. So if you come and join with us to this society, right, you will have ample of opportunities to pursue your, I'm not saying dream career, but the dream business, right? Because in the years to come, don't expect to have a lavish life with a 9-to-5 job, right? It won't work, even though you are engineers. Maybe if you say, okay, I'm a guy from ENTC, or I'm a girl from CS, or the electrical engineer, right? If you say, okay, my starting salary is 500,000 right now, so I'm going to do this job forever, it won't work, guys, because the value of 500,000 is going to get diminished in the years to come, right? So even nowadays, I don't know whether you all have seen this. 100,000 is, I mean, no one cares these days, right? So why can't you all earn 2 or 3 million per month, right? And just getting satisfied with 500,000 when you can earn 2 or 3 million a month, right? So that's the dream that you should pursue for yourself and for the betterment of yourself as well as for your whole family, right? And if you become an entrepreneur, you will actually nurture many generations to come, believe me, right? So why USA is one of the most powerful countries in the world? What is the reason? It's not just, I mean, you might say money, but money is coming from where? Most of the celebrated entrepreneurs are coming through US. Or if you look into Germany, the strongest economy in Europe, right? How have they become strongest? That's because of the entrepreneurs. Look at China, same thing. Even though it's a Marxist country, right? 70% of the GDP contribution is coming from the private sector through private entrepreneurs. So all these people, they have done wonders in countries, right? So that those wonders all are born in one idea. It's like this. If you look into a huge river, right? That particular river has started with one drop of water. So same goes with you, right? Your tiny innovative idea can make ripple effects throughout the economy as well as the world. So we never know that the next Elon Musk or next Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos can come from Faculty of Engineering among you, right? So we want you to get inspired with the work we do here and get committed to the things that we give opportunity for you, right? And there are so many exciting opportunities for you to experience here. So why not join with us and do that? So as Shalindra as well as Virutshan explained, right? Here we are trying to brand Faculty of Engineering. It's not just you, right? That is the whole idea behind here. So one day when you go out of the university as a fresh graduate, right? It will not be only about engineering hereafter, right? It will be about an entrepreneurial engineer. So that's the whole idea behind everything that we do here. So please join with us and get the maximum advantage out of what we do here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Madam, for addressing the gathering on behalf of Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Patron of SIEE, Professor Jiang Himpal. Your valuable contributions are greatly appreciated and will undoubtedly benefit for our discussions today.
Thank you.
With that, I would like to invite our Junior Secretary of SIEE, Mr. Pasindu Seneviratne, to give a brief introduction about the Media and Event Management Committee. Pasindu, over to you.
Thank you, Umanda. So, the Media and Event Management Committee. This is a pivotal committee in our society, SIEE. We will oversee all SIEE media, keeping all social media accounts updated with news and events. Also, we will ensure that all content aligns with SIEE's brand guidelines, maintaining a professional and consistent appearance. So this is the media part. Then we will do event and management things also. So under this category, we will manage relationships with vendors and suppliers, ensuring timely deliveries and smooth logistics. Organizing and executing SIEE's events, including coordinating speakers and venue setups, is also a part of Media and Event Management Committee. So, if you are good with any of these things, SIEE's Media and Event Management Committee is the committee for you. Thank you. This is about the Media and Event Management Committee. Over to you, Umanda.
Thank you, Pasindu. With that, now I would like to invite Mr. Shalindra Pereira, the Vice President of SIEE, to give a brief introduction about the Industrial Relations and Education Committee. Over to you, Shalindra.
Thank you, Amanda. So this is the Industrial Relations and Education Committee. So basically, this committee will be overseen by myself and Amanda. So here, guys, if you are willing to apply for this industrial relations or education committee, basically these are the things that you can see in the slide are the basic things that what we are doing over here. So as we explained earlier, we are planning to do a lot of awareness sessions, workshops, right, and seminars. So to make aware about the people about these kind of, like as I explained, like about marketing, how to do branding, how to do finance, how to manage your HR side, and how to improve your communication skills. So all these things will be conducted under different workshops, seminars, and collaborating with the industrial people. So when we are doing that, this part will be handled by this industrial relations and education committee. So it's falling under some kind of an educational part. And also, in that case, if you join with this committee, you will be able to get network with the industrial people, and also you will have a great knowledge about most of the aspects that I discussed earlier, because you are involved in this educational stuff. And also, like this committee is the one where we just form, relationships with the industrial people. So basically, when we are having a event or when we are organizing kind of a competition, maybe a seed funding program, something like that. Basically, this committee will be the one which will, go and pitch the industrial leaders, and also, talk with them and get sponsorships. So basically, you will be able to, you have to write emails to those people. Sometimes you might have to go and talk with those people. So definitely this is a good opportunity for you guys to, make connections and, network with the industry. So basically, if you, go to the industry from your own discipline, you will meet people only who is related to your discipline. But when you are involving now, this is a society where we are addressing all the departments. So we are doing workshops and we are planning these sessions. Like representing all the departments. So then we are going and talking with different people who are involving different industries. So then it's a great opportunity for you not only to know about the people or the industrial people from your field, but also to get to know about the people who are from the other fields as well. So as I said, when you are running a business, you should have a good connection with all the industrial professionals. So that will be a good helpful for you to get the information to be updated with the current technology on different fields, and it will definitely help you to take your own decisions. So basically, this society is mainly focusing on planning these competitions, again, like innovative challenges. So there are a lot of projects that we have planned for you guys, and also we are planning to do in future as well. So when considering overall all these things, mainly this committee, this industrial relations and educational committee is focused on building awareness sessions and building awareness about the business entrepreneurship to the uh, undergraduates of University of Moratuwa. So when you are doing that, you will be able to improve your knowledge. You will be able to polish your own skills, and also you will be able to do some public speaking, because when we are doing some kind of seminars, sometimes you guys are the people who will go and just do the session. So you will create slides and then you will go there and then you will explain about some particular topic. So you can share your knowledge with the students, right? So by doing that, you will improve your public speaking skills. So many things are attached together if you just join with a committee like this in a society under some kind of a society like this. So, on the other hand, you will be able to improve your network in with different industrial professionals who are working under different disciplines. So, this is about industrial relations and education committee. So, hope you guys will apply for this. So, we are planning to call recruitments after this session. So, we hope that you will apply for this committee and get a nice experience with SIEE. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadindra. And before moving on to the next committee, I would like to remind you something. Actually, I have an announcement for all of the participants who are here today. In the chat, we have sent you the virtual background for our society. So please make sure you add it as a virtual background so when we are taking the photograph, yeah, it would be like much better. So thank you. And after that, finally, I would like to invite our junior treasurer, Mr. Nimesh Fonseca, who is in charge of the finance committee, to give a brief introduction about his committee. Over to you, Nimesh.
Thank you, Amanda. So I'm Nimesh, and let me take you through the finance committee and its responsibilities. So unlike the previous two committees, the finance committee is more of like a internal function, and it may not sound as fun as Shalendra's committee, but we will be managing a very critical role of the society, where we will manage the society's funds. So if I just run through the responsibilities of the finance committee, so we will be in charge of developing the budget, making sure that the funds are allocated appropriately to different projects. So we have planned a lot of projects throughout the year, and it is important that we ensure that all the projects are well funded for, and it's taken responsibility. Also, we will be preparing the financial reports. It may be monthly wise, so sometimes we'll have to do it project wise as well. And beyond budgets, we will also seek sponsorship. So the finance committee will be responsible for contacting with potential partners, sponsors to fund our activities. In addition to that, we will also look to provide financial advice. Sometimes we will have to work with auditors, so it's more of a very technical kind of committee. And nonetheless, joining this committee will definitely give you a massive edge in terms of finance management. So if once you pass out, and if you want to work in a managerial role, like in addition to your engineering, if you want to be very finance savvy, this is a great committee to hone your skills. So finance management, talking to investors, talking to sponsors, it's important that you should be able to pitch the projects that that the society will be doing to gauge their interest and get them to partner with us. So yeah, that is the gist of the finance committee. And even if you do not have the skills, like if you feel hesitant to join the finance committee because you feel that you do not have what it takes to handle finance, don't worry about it. Even a little bit of if you're following a finance module at campus, or if you have a basic idea, even it's enough, because we are also there, and we also have help from our lecturers as well. So you can definitely, it will be a great learning experience. So don't feel discouraged because of how technical this committee may sound. There's a lot to learn, and it will definitely be a stepping stone to in the future in terms of handling your finances, both personal and on a corporate level even. So yes, that is it from the finance committee. Back to you, Mata.
Yeah, thank you, Nimesh. And with that, the introduction for the committee is over. Hope everyone here today was able to get some, at least a background idea about the committees we have. So with that, Vidushan, can we move on to the next slide? So finally, we have a committee recruitment process. So basically, what we are expecting is the main eligibility to be a committee member or a committee head. One should be a member of SIEE. In the next slide, I hope there's a QR code and you can scan and get the membership there. Other than that, prior experiences in other societies or any other things you have experienced might be beneficial when we are applying for the committees. Yeah, and the application procedure. If I explain you the procedure, first of all, you will be given a Google form to submit, and the deadline is yet to be announced. Thereafter, we will be shortlisting the applications, and then selected applicants will be contacted via the emails they have provided. Then, after the interviews and selecting process, the selected committee members will be announced. Simply that's it for the committee recruitment processes. Executive board members, do you have anything to add for the process? Now, right? Hope everything is clear. Yeah, Shadindra, do you have anything to add?
No, everything is fine.
Yeah, okay. Virucha?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we can move on to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions regarding anything we have discussed so far, please feel free to ask. The session is open for around 20 minutes. Please don't hesitate to unmute your mic and ask any question you have. And here we have the QR code I mentioned earlier. So if you haven't got the membership yet, you can scan this and fill out the Google form and join our WhatsApp group and get the membership. So yeah, we are open to any questions you have.
Hi, I'm Jaishan. May I know some events that we are going to plan in future coming year? I was not clear about that.
Yeah, so events, like we have planned to do some panel discussions. And we have planned to do panel discussions means basically we are we are bringing some industrial professionals from different disciplines, and then we will have kind of a discussion with them. So you guys can, participate physically for those things and like listen for their insights, what they're sharing on the questions that we are asking. And then at the end of the panel discussion, if you have any doubts or any questions, you can directly ask from those professionals, because those people we are bringing, they have a kind of a ample amount of experience staying in the industry. So, getting some insights from such people will definitely help you for one day. So that's why we are doing kind of a panel discussion like that. So it's something having a kind of a general way, like we call a lot of people, industrial people from different disciplines, and we will just do some kind of a conversation with them. So at the end of the session, you guys can ask questions and improve your knowledge. So that's one thing. And then the second thing what we are planning to do is we are doing a seed funding program in future as well. So let's say if you have any projects that you have done in the university, so once we announce the seed funding program, you can just proceed those projects to that particular competition, and then you can move forward with the competition. And then finally, what will happen is you will get some financial support if you are willing to, turn your project into a real world existing business. You will get the financial support from the society for you to do that. So that's another kind of a project that we are planning to do. And these days actually we are working on that one as well. And the next one is we are having awareness sessions separately by collaborating with the lecturers from the management division, faculty of engineering, and other lecturers who are interested in these business activities. So we are planning to have some awareness sessions, and also we will bring different resource people from the industry. So for example, now by next month at the first week, I think, right? So first week, yes. We are planning to do a kind of a finance session. We are bringing some two resource person from stock market, Colombo Stock Exchange. So let's say if you are interested on kind of things like, as I said, doing a business is you have to sometimes invest your money on other assets. So in order when like share market is like a major place, like every businessmen are like, you know, businessmen, entrepreneurs, they already revolve around that. So you should get to know about what is stock market and how to, invest your shares properly and, do those transactions and what is the background knowledge you should have in order to get into a stock market. So that's kind of a thing what we are planning to do recent future. So likewise, we will have different sessions on marketing, like branding, like as we discussed in the slide. So we will bring different resource people, maybe CEOs from different companies. And then, I mean, respective to the topic we are just planning, we will bring different people like CEOs from different companies, and then we allow those people to speak. So you guys, like we will calling, we will have events like that, and we will call you, all of you guys physically, so you can participate on that. You can, if you have any questions, you can ask from those people. And also we will have some kind of like awareness sessions, as I mentioned, like workshops and things like that for you to, for helping you to improve your knowledge. And that's the third one. So like for now, these are the things that we are planning to do in the society. And lastly, I think we are already planning to do a kind of a podcast with like physically inside the university premises. So where like we are bringing CEOs or like people who are in the industry, and then we are asking questions that you might have. And so we will, you might have different questions now when you are starting a company. There are so many questions like people would have like, it's not only about the, managing HR and that thing comes second, but first thing, sometimes some of you might not have any idea on like how to register your business, right? What kind of documents that you need to do that. So here, I think our president, he's running his own startup. So he is a person who has an experience on that one too. So even we are bringing, so we even there to help you guys. And on the other hand, we are bringing people from the industry for you to give some idea on like before you start a business, what kind of documents you need, what kind of market research you should do, how to create your own business plan, something like that. So basically, what are the questions that you have will be asked from those people. So then when those people answer for those questions, definitely you guys will get to know about that. So basically, we have to connect with the industry, and we have to do different sort of industrial sessions. So with those things, if you keep involving with these events, definitely you will be able to improve your knowledge related with these entrepreneurship concepts. And also you will, in the meantime, get the chance to, get connected directly with those people, because we are allowing you guys to, directly ask questions from that person. So which is a very rare chance that you will get outside. So the society is a platform which will help you to, just do that kind of thing. So these are the 4 projects. Basically, we have the seed funding, the panel discussions, the podcast, and we are planning to do a lot of awareness sessions. And recent future, we are planning to do a session on Colombo Stock Exchange by bringing some 2 people from 2 resource people from that thing. So those are the projects that we are planning to do. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you, Jaishan, for that question, and thank you, Shadindra, for clarifying the question. As we conclude today's session, I want to acknowledge the productive discussions and valuable insights we have shared. We look forward to applying what we have learned and continuing our journey together. Wishing everyone a great day ahead. And finally, I would like to invite the Junior Secretary of SIEE, Mr. Pasindu Senamuratna, to deliver the vote of thanks. Pasindu.
Thank you, Umanda, for giving me the chance for the vote of thanks. As a junior secretary of the Society for Innovation and Engineering and Entrepreneurship, I am honored to express our sincere gratitude to all who made this session possible. First and foremost, I would like to thank Professor Udayanga Hemapala, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, founder of SIEE, our senior treasurer, for his invaluable support and leadership. Thank you for your guidance and for being with us this evening. We are also very grateful to Dr. Nadeesha Palagolla, co-founder of SIEE and our main advisor from the management division, for your insights and commitment to our society. A big thank you to the lecturers from the management division who have joined us today and continue to support our vision. Our executive board, thank you for your hard work and dedication in steering SIEE forward. And finally, a warm thank you to all our new members for attending. Your enthusiasm and involvement mean a great deal, and we look forward to growing together as a community of innovators and entrepreneurs. Thank you all once again for your time and participation. We are excited for what lies ahead and wish everyone a wonderful evening.